Story 1. Emile laughs about my hair loss, believing she's immune to cancer. I'm battling cancer. Fortunately, it's in an early stage, so the prognosis is good. I'm currently undergoing chemotherapy, which has led to hair loss. Tired of finding hair everywhere, I decided to shave my head. To my surprise, I actually quite like the look. My husband is away on a month-long business trip, but my 20-year-old son is staying with me during his college break. My mother-in-law came over, saw my shaved head, and burst into laughter. Her reaction was incredibly cruel, comparing my appearance to a drunkenly made human, a shaved egg, and an inmate, calling it silly. Before I could respond, my son intervened. He told her sharply to shut your effing mouth, and insultingly compared her own looks to a scarecrow from the yard of a loony bin. My mother-in-law, taken aback, pouted and complained about his disrespect. She then had the audacity to say I should expect such comments because my illness is now visually apparent. My son retorted, "Well, be careful, don't kick the bucket yourself." She replied, "Oh, honey, I'll be fine. I have no family history of cancer, so I don't have to worry about that." I found her reasoning deeply flawed. Neither do I have a family history. I'm the first in my family to be diagnosed. I traced my medical history back as far as possible and found no relatives who had ever had cancer. While I wouldn't wish this on her, her thinking is dangerously misguided. A lack of family history may lower the risk, but it doesn't provide immunity. Cancer is indiscriminate. This is a recurring, deeply unpleasant trait of my mother-in-law. She often sneers and makes judgmental comments about people with disabilities, visible health differences, or major illnesses, implying they're somehow responsible for their condition. It's always struck me as bizarrely short-sighted. No one knows what the future holds. Today you're healthy. Tomorrow, you might be bedridden. She seems to believe she's perpetually immune to illness, as if diseases only affect others. She continued, "But really, wear a wig. You don't want to walk around looking like a bald alien. You're a woman, after all." I told her that whether or not I wear a wig is my decision, and I wouldn't tolerate her inappropriate comments in my own home. She dismissed my feelings, saying, "Jesus, stop being so dramatic. You know people laugh at bald women. Just wear a wig and calm down." My son finally told her to get the F out and sarcastically warned her to be careful walking down the stairs and avoid bumping her already stupid head. I still struggle to understand why she felt the need to comment on my hair at all. And if she absolutely had to, she could have done so with kindness and empathy. I wish she could appreciate the fragility of good health, as that can change in an instant. Comment 1. When she said, "I'll be fine," your son should have looked her in the eye and said to bad. Also normal, healthy functioning people won't laugh at you. WTF is wrong with this woman? I hope your husband has a backbone concerning her. I'm angry for you that a supposed adult behaves like this. Comment 2. She sounds like a right first-class wanker. Props to your son for putting her in her place. Cancer is hard enough to deal with without people being assholes. As an aside, my friend had chemo, and after having hair loss, she also shaved it all off and ended up getting some really lovely henna tattoos done on her head. They looked amazing, and she never wore a wig out anywhere. Might be something you'd like to look into. Comment 3. Not sure where you live, but if it's in the USA, you take that boy to the corner bar on his 21st and buy him a beer and a whiskey. My own mama shaved her head after chemo and made it a point to wear the most ridiculous head wraps.
அனைவருக்கும்
It was
சிறந்த
blatant she
பரிசு
was sick.
சாரேகா
People were going to stare. Might as well give them something else to stare at. If you choose to go bare, Rock that too. Keep fighting. Story 2. Daughter saved me from JustNoMil. Just for context, she's my ex-MIL. She always seems to think I should still be doing things for her like I'm still married to her daughter, like putting up Christmas lights, among other things. Last week, I was dropping the kids off at my ex-wife's place, where she lives with her mom, my ex-MIL. Out of nowhere, ex-MIL rolls up on her mobility scooter and asks, "How much would you charge to mow my lawn?" I really didn't want to do it, so my younger daughter chimes in with $10,000. I said, "Yep, that's the price." It was an awkward moment, but I told her I had to leave to cook dinner for my wife, who was getting off work. Then yesterday, my youngest daughter needed help with her astronomy homework, so I went over to help. While I was there, ex-MIL and ex-wife were arguing about a toilet that wasn't working. Ex-MIL rolls over again in her scooter and asks, "Can you go plunge the toilet?" My daughter immediately says no. He has to help me with my homework. So once we finished up, I slipped out the door and headed home. Comment 1. Smart daughter. The mobility scooter was a nice touch to visualize the scene and atmosphere. Comment 2. Keep those firm boundaries, my friend. Comment 3. Your daughter is amazing. Comment 4. The mobility scooter makes me think of Muffin on the Granny's EP of Bluey L. Mayo. Comment 5. Ah, yes. The helpless female who cannot mow a lawn or plunge a toilet. Story 3. Emile tried to oil deck while we were away. I'm really trying to go low contact with my in-laws, but it's honestly been so hard. My husband wants us to see his mom twice a week, which is way too much for me. I managed to scale it back to once every 2 weeks, which may not sound like much, but it feels like a big step for me. I had a conversation with my husband about needing some space from his family, and he agreed. After all, they've treated us terribly over the years, especially last Christmas. Now it's Easter, and we're driving 10 hours to visit my family, basically to avoid spending the holiday with his family. I'm looking forward to seeing my family, but it still feels a bit crazy that we have to go this far just to avoid them, especially since his mom lives only 5 minutes away. So, my husband calls her to ask for the contact info of her handyman to get the deck oiled. She gives it to him, and he says they'll handle it after Easter. Then, while we're driving, she calls us. She says she's going to come over and sand and oil the deck herself. We tell her no, there's a heavy bench on the deck that can't be moved, and we don't want her touching it. My husband tells her 4 or 5 times, but she insists, saying she'll do it anyway. She even thinks she has a key to our house and plans to move the bench inside. At this point, I'm freaking out because I don't want her in our house, snooping around. My husband gave her a key years ago when things were better between us, but now this feels like a huge violation of our privacy, especially since she judges us for not keeping the house spotless. We have 2 toddlers, so while our house isn't dirty, it's definitely not as pristine as hers. I didn't want to message her since I'm trying to keep distance, but I felt like I had no choice. I texted her, saying, "Please don't work on our house. It's dangerous for you to move the furniture on your own. We'll hire someone." She didn't respond until 11 p.m., saying it was all good. But honestly, I spent the whole day worrying she was in my house. Now, I'm wondering if I should just let it go. She didn't do it in the end, but I'm still thinking about having a conversation with her and my husband about boundaries. My husband is 37, and a few months ago, she asked if she could attend his doctor's appointments with him. He said no, and she was upset about it. She just doesn't seem to understand what's appropriate anymore. Comment 1. Change the locks. Ring cameras. Comment 2. She's done this on purpose to spoil your visit with your family. Comment 3. Better to change the locks than just get the key back. I'd bet money she would make a copy of it before it was returned. She's proven she cannot be trusted. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.